Well, we've all seen it now. Talk Tuah officially being a podcast, and the meme has been just going crazier and crazier. More viral, more people are posting about it. It's not just the Hawk Tuah spin on that thing meme anymore. It's gotten to a point where people are just like having watch parties for Talk Tuah. The podcast came out. People are like literally making like the biggest deal of it, but of course, always joking. My point being, there's a lot of kind of just messing around about Talk Tuah, so I thought it'd be a fun idea. I thought it was going to be a fun idea to make a video and give an honest review. I sat down while I was working. I watched the entire thing. Felt a little bit longer than it actually was, but I wanted to legitimately listen to this as a podcast. It's entertainment level because obviously nobody's listening to this and obviously everybody's just talking about it for the meme. So I thought this had some potential. We're going to get into it in just a second. Before we do though, I do want to say hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Hey, if you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with 20 YouTube channels. I wish that I could tell you something that might surprise you, but this is just a podcast that is as you would expect. It wasn't good at all. I hated it. I hated every second of it, and I was actually, like, I thought about scrapping this video idea because I didn't want to listen to it a half hour, and the episode was about an hour long. I couldn't stand the guests. The Talk Tuah girl is just alright, and I would be showing you some clips here, but because I am going to be overwhelmingly negative over here, I don't want to risk any copyright thing whatsoever. I'm going to walk you through what they were talking about. The guest, I don't know who the guest is, by the way, but they start off the podcast right away, straight up insulting Bill Maher and Jake Paul. If I'm not mistaken, Jake Paul is the person who kind of set up everything, and Jake Paul is funding the podcast. Don't understand why you would insult him, but okay. You have an opportunity to sit down with Bill Maher. Of course, we got the ridiculous clips that we got from over there. Whether you like Bill Maher or not, to get invited to that kind of platform and just, you're back and you insult him. Oh my God. Like, I know she's new to superstardom, and it's easy to say in hindsight now, but come on, man. Like, that one's a little bit common sense. But then the conversation moved on. Well, I don't know exactly what the plan was for Talk Tuah. I don't know what they were going to talk about because I remember the intro to it and people were reposting it all the time. The intro was like, "Hi, my name's Hailey Welch and my life changed overnight and I've learned that everybody can have an opinion." It was something like that. I think it was even in the intro. So what did they give their opinions about? They started talking about pubic hair and peds. Can't really use the word for YouTube. People who like younger people. So they were talking a lot about their pubic hair as women, and they were saying that that attracts, you know, people who kind of like children. They went on way too long talking about that. These girls all describing their bushes, okay? And then we move on to the viral clip. Something else that they talked about was the demonstration for the Hawk Tuah, because that friend that's always hanging around her and like awkwardly just following her around, she has a spot on the podcast too. Her name is escaping me at the moment. So they were teaching her how to do the Hawk Tuah, and I don't even want to sit here and do it. Like, she was kind of just sitting back and going, like, you gotta get down there. You gotta Hawk Tuah. Like, it was cringier than what I just did, to be honest with you. And they're trying to get something going on with the girl too, like her own little slogan, but it just wasn't working. But then they moved on to something that was actually like, it had potential to be interesting, okay? It had potential because apparently Miss Tuah started up, and I don't recall exactly what it was doing, but something along the lines of like her own kind of side business or movement to rescue animals. And as somebody who is very compassionate for animals, like, I love dogs more than I love people. This touches me, so anytime anybody does this, I'm like, yes, that's awesome. I love that, rescuing animals. But then that guest that she had on, and this might be my own ignorance speaking, okay? I've never heard of her before. I've never seen her before. They had some celebrity guest because she was talking about being in Hollywood. I don't know who she is. I looked in the description. I honestly didn't care to look further than that because it wasn't in the description. I don't care. I have never seen anybody sit down with such low IQ and talking like, that's not true. I have seen, but I can't talk about it because I've watched some political shows and I don't want to make this all anything about a political topic, but she is making herself sound so intelligent when, like, you just look at it and you go like, what are you talking about, man? One of the things that she started talking about, and this really made me think like, wow, you really do think you're smart, eh? Is they got into the pit bull thing. She turned the whole saving dogs thing into, well, you know, about pit bulls. Pit bulls are actually really cool dogs, and it's just bad owners. Like, really? Okay. Even if you wanted to get into it, you're just completely flat out incorrect. Long story short, you never hear about any golden retrievers strangling kids all the time. Why is it just one type of breed? Yeah, it's ridiculous. So spun the conversation into that, turned something nice into something that may have had me shaking my head the entire time. And they ended off the podcast talking about their dating life, which it was okay. Like, I was not interested in it one little bit, but it didn't make me sit here and go like, oh, like really? Like, it was like, I didn't want to listen to them talking about their pubic hair. That's a thing that they spent multiple minutes on. At least we were talking about whoever Pookie is, and she's keeping her boyfriend off the scene. But then they started talking about the idea of what makes a man happy, giving them challenges. And then they started pretending to be able to like and cook and clean, but they ended up making faces when they were talking about that too. Like, this whole video, I can tell, is just a disaster, man. I don't even know. Like, I'm not interested in what I'm talking about. That's the issue. Are you? If you made it this far in the video, props to you. I wish I could show some clips, but I don't want to risk any of that, okay? So they ended up making a face when they were talking about, like, I do like to cook and clean. I do like it. Obviously not doing that, just trying to appeal to the Hawk Tuah audience that she has gained so far. Then we have the other viral clip from it. That girl when she dabbed. The guest dabbed. Actually dabbed. Like, I was sitting here when I saw the clip on TikTok, I was thinking, okay, that's kind of like a big brain play because she's doing something so cringy that it's going to catch on and it's going to go viral. It kind of did go viral and it worked. But then after listening to this girl talk for an hour, there's no way she's that smart. There's no way she's that smart to do something that cringy in order for it to go viral. And they ended the episode off with, I'm not kidding you, they were talking about pooping and farting. This video is not interesting to talk about, and that is an honest review for Talk Tuah. I was thinking that I was going to make this video. I had the idea for it, and I was sitting down, and I was like, you know what? I'll give it a chance. I'll give it a chance. Maybe there's some funny moments I can highlight. Maybe there's something good I can talk about this because everybody's sitting down and making videos as a complete joke. Those are more interesting than the podcast that I just listened to. And I gave it a tough listen, and I went in with an open mind. For real. The name for the podcast is genius, but that's about where it ends. I'm not excited, and I'm not going to be watching an episode again. But I don't know, maybe she'll have an interesting guest at some point, and maybe that'll be kind of worth tuning into. Who knows? For me, though, I'm taking some time off from it, not heading back over there. Enjoy your watch parties, everybody. Let me know what you thought about it down below. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. In the meantime, why don't you check out this video initially reacting to the Hawk Tuah meme when it first popularized? I would love to have you guys over there. Take care, everybody.